If you're looking for some great venison burger recipes, I've got 3 coming at you right now. Hey guys, I'm Junie the Orange Huntress, and welcome back to my channel where we bring the hunt home and the wild inside. Today I'm going to show you 3 tasty burger recipes that I experimented on with my family. I'm going to share the recipe with you, give you their honest opinion, and give you some of the tweaks that I would do to make these burgers absolutely extra super special for you. And if Dad doesn't want to cook for Father's Day, these are a great addition to your menu. And if you're still looking for some inspiration for that hunter in your life, I've got a gift guide that I'm going to link up above, or you can click it in the description down below. The burgers that I'm going to share with you today are pretty amazing. I will link any tweaks or changes that I make to the recipe down in the description below, so you're going to want to take a look at that. I would have loved to have grilled these burgers on the barbecue, but there was no way that that was happening.
So unfortunately, on a rainy evening like this, only a little bit over 0, we are not barbecuing outside.
We've had so much rain over the past week here in Saskatchewan, I just really did not want to grill in the rain. At least this way, I can tell you that they work really good on the stove. These burgers are bound to get you excited for grilling this summer. So let's get started with burger number 1, the coffee rub burger. You're gonna need 1 pound of ground venison, 2 slices of bacon, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. If you're frying your burgers in your pan, then pour that in your pan before you cook them. Or if you're gonna pop them on the grill, you can do a light coat on either side of your burger. 4 to 8 burger buns, cheddar cheese, and 5 to 10 slices of bacon to top your burger with. To start out, you're gonna place your bacon in your food processor or mince it really small if you don't want to dirty an extra dish. Once you've got that all chopped up, add it to your venison, and then add your salt and pepper. Mix it all together and form 4 to 8 patties, depending on how many you want for your family. And for the rub, you're gonna need 1 tablespoon of really finely ground coffee, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. If you're using whole coffee beans like the recipe recommends, then use just over a tablespoon of coffee. I used 2 tablespoons of coffee beans and it ended up being too much. Grind those beans to be espresso fine and mix in the brown sugar, salt and pepper, and garlic powder. In this recipe, they recommend to only coat one side of the burger with the rub, but next time I'm actually gonna coat both sides of the burger. For the rub, you wanna spread it out flat onto a plate. Take the burger patty and press it into your rub. I cooked mine for 2 to 3 minutes each side, just above medium heat. So just remember, if your burgers are a bit smaller, they might cook a bit faster. After they're done, assemble and serve, and your family will get to enjoy the beautiful coffee rub burger. Now, here's my husband's candid reaction to what he thought about this burger.
Alright, so that coffee one was really good. I'm impressed. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
It didn't taste like venison at all. Not knowing it was prepared from venison, I wouldn't have known what I was eating other than it's just a good burger.
You heard it here first, guys. A super love for this burger from my husband. The only thing that I would do differently is to put the coffee rub on both sides, because I would have loved to have tasted it just that little bit more. Here's the next burger, the apple onion burger. This is the burger that I was really excited to make because it had apples in it, and it did not disappoint. Here's what you're gonna need for this burger. 1 pound of ground venison, 2 tablespoons of English mustard, 1 egg yolk, half a cup of breadcrumbs. You're gonna combine all those things together, shape them, pop them on some wax paper, and put them in the fridge for 30 minutes. You're also gonna need some cheddar cheese, buns, lettuce and mayo, and some ketchup. For the apple onion mix, you're gonna need 1 onion finely chopped, 1 garlic clove. I ended up using half a teaspoon of minced garlic because that's what I had on hand, 6 fresh sage leaves chopped really finely, and 100 grams or just under 2/3 of a cup of diced apple. I realized after I made this recipe that I didn't actually add as much apple as I should have, so that's what I would tweak for next time. And 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Heat up a non-stick pan with 1 to 2 tablespoons of your olive oil and throw in your onions. You want to heat these up until they're softened for about 5 minutes. Once your onions have cooked for 5 minutes, then you want to add your garlic, your apple, your sage, and some salt and pepper. You're going to cook that down for 8 to 10 minutes until everything is nice and soft. And honestly, guys, the aroma that's gonna come from your stove is just so good. Once everything is cooked and ready to go, assemble your burger and feed your family. The only thing that I would tweak is to use less onion. I would probably do the same amount of onion as I did to apple. I did love the way that the burger and the apple onion mixture married together so well. It was just bang on, and I think Gordon Ramsay would be very proud of the person who made up this recipe. On to burger number 3. This is the jalapeno lime burger. I do have to say the texture of this burger was not the favorite of my family, and I would have amped up the jalapeno flavor a bit more, but the lime mayo honestly was out of this world, and I would put that on almost anything. So here's what you're gonna need for this recipe. 1 pound of ground venison, 3/4 of a cup of green onions. Now it's said to use 3 tablespoons of plain Greek yogurt. I'm gonna switch that out for 1 egg yolk. 2 tablespoons of finely chopped jalapenos, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of pepper. You're gonna mix that all together and form patties and put them on wax paper. The recipe had originally called for 2 pounds of venison. All those ingredients that I had given you just a second ago, I ended up using only half that amount. But I think for flavor-wise, I would use the full amount just with 1 pound of venison. Now for the mayo. You're gonna need a 1/3 cup of mayo, the zest and juice of 1 lime, 1 teaspoon of English mustard, and some salt to season. You mix it all up, pop it in your fridge, and boy, is it so good! It was a little bit runny. Once it had a chance to sit for a little bit, it was just fine. There we go, guys. 3 great summer venison burgers for you to enjoy. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite. And like and share to get other people excited about using the venison they have in their freezer. Don't forget to subscribe to see more wild cooking, DIY, and hunting content. I'll catch you next Wednesday.